Hello. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm your right hand, you might say. I won't tell you my name because you'd probably forget it. And if you told me yours, I'd never remember it. You see, I have a memory problem. Now, there's nothing wrong with a memory problem. That is, if you don't have to remember anything. But it so happens that I have a few things to remember every day. For instance, I have to remember to go to the bank before 3 o'clock today. So I've decided to try the greatest memory invention since the development of the mind. Namely, the memory chain. What is the memory chain, you may well ask? Well, if I want to remember to get to the bank before 3, I simply have to try to picture an unusual or ridiculous association of the important elements. In this case, the bank and its closing time combine in a money clock. And who would forget a money clock? Not I. Let's suppose you had to remember a shopping list. And let's suppose the first item on that list was a jar of olives. You could picture those olives one way or another, but not find anything unusual or memorable about them. But if you combine them in an unusual way with the second item on your list, coffee, you would never forget the combination. Perhaps you also have to buy ketchup. The memory chain now links items 2 and 3 on your list. The device helps create another unforgettable combination. A cereal box, however well designed, is a likely candidate to remain on the grocer's shelf. You have to associate it with the previous item on the list to make sure that it gets into your shopping bag. In other words, the key to the memory chain technique is the juxtaposition of elements in a striking way. Just imagine a tempting topping of shopping list item 3 on shopping list item 4. You would never forget it. However mundane or ordinary the single item, the items in combination become unusual, strange, surprising, exciting, funny, ridiculous, or disgusting, and therefore unforgettable.
Friends, many times in the past your local merchant has gone out of his way to help you, to perform some special service. So now that his job has been complicated by wartime regulations and shortages, isn't it only fair that you go along with him and give him the cooperation he has always given you? See if you can't always get certain items you want. Well, don't blame your local merchant. In many cases, this is due to increased demand brought about by war conditions. For instance, because wartime causes greater nervous tension, chewing gum is in greater demand now than ever before. Millions of busy Americans find that chewing gum relieves nervous tension. And by relieving nervous tension, they're able to do their jobs better. So more people are chewing more gum. That's why when you ask for double mint gum or any other kind and aren't always able to get all you want, your local merchant asks you to be patient. He's doing his best to keep enough in stock to meet the record demand. And you can help the situation by not wasting chewing gum. Chew it at times when it will do you the most good when you're working. And chew each stick long enough to get all the good out of it. Chewing gum is a little thing, but it's doing its part for America by helping millions of busy Americans feel better and work better. This program does not constitute an endorsement of the product by the United States Air Forces, as regulations do not permit them to endorse any product.
Futuramic. It's a brand new word for dramatic design of the future. As architects will tell you, futuramic design combines beauty with utility. In houses or in automobiles, futuramic design means styling with a purpose. The new 1948 Oldsmobile is the first of the futuramic cars. It's designed for utmost passenger comfort and maximum visibility, as well as for smartness and style. And with GM Hydromatic Drive, there's no gear shifting, no clutch pushing. Just step on the gas and go. The smart way, the futuramic way, the Oldsmobile way.
The cultural theorist Rowan Williams, one of the first people who paid careful attention to advertising, actually called it the magic system, where goods were held to have incredible power. In fact, what goods promise in advertising is immense. They can capture qualities of the natural world. They can perform feats of bewitchment and transformation.
Hey Billy, you free tonight?
They can bring instant happiness and gratification. They act as a passport into a world of fantasy and desire.
I knew you'd get it.
Must be from heaven.
Close.
Some products can even capture Lady Luck in the flesh. So an anthropologist most probably would see a similarity to older traditions and beliefs around notions of magic and objects. If we asked an economist to look at contemporary society, they would most probably see our differences from what appeared before industrial society. Industrial capitalism is a very different type of society than the agricultural feudalism that preceded it, just in terms of the number of objects that are produced. An economist then would point to the quantitative dimension in looking at the differences, the number of things that are present in everyday life, the number of things that capitalism can produce. One economist actually says that what distinguishes capitalism from what came before is its ability to produce an immense accumulation of commodities. In fact, no other society in history has been able to match the immense productive output of capitalism. And this fact, capitalism's productivity, this fact can be seen everywhere in the daily landscape of life. Objects are everywhere in the daily lives that we all live. In that sense, capitalism is truly a revolutionary society, dramatically altering the landscape of social life in a short time like no other society before had been able to manage. Now, of course, once the immense accumulation of commodities are produced, they must also be sold. You can't just produce things and not sell them. For commodities to lead to profits for producers, they have to go through the circuit of production, distribution, and consumption. The problem for capitalism is, how do you convert the investment in goods back into money and into profit? The problem of capitalism is not production, but actually is the problem of consumption. And so central is the consuming element of the society that capitalism invents a new industry to deal with the consumption of commodities. At the end of the 19th century, it invents the advertising industry. The function of the advertising industry would be to recruit the best creative talent of the society and to create a culture in which desire and identity would be fused with commodities. In fact, to make the dead world of things come alive with human and social possibilities. And in fact, there's never been a propaganda effort to match the effort of advertising in the 20th century, in the history of the world. More thought, more effort, more creativity, more time, more attention to detail has gone into the selling of the immense accumulation of commodities than any other campaign in human history to change public consciousness. The amount of money that's spent on this has increased throughout the century. This is not just a constant amount that's spent every year. It's increased as the century has progressed. Today, over $175 billion are spent every year in the US to sell us things. This is unprecedented in human history. It shouldn't be surprising that something this central and with so much being spent on it should be an important part of social life. And in fact, advertising has taken up more and more space in the culture. It has literally colonized the culture. It has colonized spaces of the culture. It has driven out other things in favor of commercial discourse. In the studies done in the 1980s, it was discovered that the average person was exposed to about 1,500 commercial impressions a day. When those same studies were done recently, that number had risen to 3,600 commercial impressions a day. 3,600 times that we are appealed to as consumers. That should tell us something about how commercialized our lives are becoming. That it's not just constant, but that there is a sort of pattern and logic to this. In fact, our media systems are dominated by advertising. If you look at television and radio, 100% of their revenues come from advertisers. If you look at magazines, the ratio is about 50% from advertisers, 50% from customers. If you look at newspapers, the ratio is about 80-20 in favor of advertising. So what we've done, we've turned our media systems into vehicles for selling products. And you simply cannot understand media content without understanding its relationship to advertising.
Welcome to Networker 2000. This short presentation is designed to expose you to the most phenomenal concept currently sweeping the nation. It is changing lives. Our slogan, turning dreams into reality. It's a path for you to achieve your dreams with the help of thousands of people interested in your success. The lucrative nature of Networker 2000 will probably sound too good to be true, and that's natural. In fact, most people become very skeptical at first. But N2K combines cutting-edge technology, networking, and with what Einstein called the most powerful force in the universe. Let's start with N2K itself. Networker 2000 is a multi-level program that is in the website business. Everyone that joins N2K is given a free personal website. In essence, N2K is in the business of giving away websites on the internet. This website is personalized in your name and very quickly becomes a valuable tool in your business. By the way, you don't even need to own a computer to own a website. It is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to advertise and professionally explain your business opportunity to anyone, anywhere that has an internet connection. And it's completely free for them. The only cost to you is $35 a month for the hosting fee of your website. The hosting fee includes membership into N2K at no additional charge. So for a total of $35, you have your free website, the hosting fee, and membership into Networker 2000. This allows you to be officially trained to become a QR, a qualified rep. This is important because a QR can give free websites to others, just like you received yours. These websites can be given to people that want to become an N2K qualified rep like you, or it could be someone that wants a custom designed site for their business. They too would get the free site and pay $35 a month hosting fee. Custom business websites pay a small one-time setup fee to have their website professionally designed to their specifications. There are no minimum requirements or maximum limitations to the number of sites for you to remain active in N2K. No inventory, no shipping, no deliveries, no quotas, no collections. Just an unlimited opportunity. Now for some of that too good to be true. The company actually pays you $20 for every website you've assigned. You do the simple math. You're paying $35 a month for the hosting fee. If you earn $20 on each site, it will only take just 2 of them for yours to be paid, and you'll make $5 to boot. What if you assign 10 sites a month for 3 months? 30 times 20 is $600 a month, every month residual income. And if that weren't good enough, the company will pay you $1 for each person they sign up, and another $1 every month for the next level. The company actually pays you $1 a month on all levels 2 through 5, then $5 on everyone on level 6. Just to illustrate it better, just assume that you only signed up 3 people ever, but each of them sponsored 3 people as well, and so on. Your residual income would be over $4,000 a month every month. We know that this is unreal because some people will not sponsor anyone, but others may sponsor 50 or more. So it will still work if the average number sponsored is 3. Just look what happens if the average number of sponsored people became 4. The residual monthly income jumps up to above $20,000 a month every month. When you personally sponsor 20 people, you promote yourself to Executive Director, or ED. Executive Directors are paid an additional $1 unlimited levels deep until reaching another ED downline in that leg. Also, Once an executive director has 20 or more executive directors in their downline, levels 1 through 6, they get promoted to Presidential Director, or PD, which entitles them to a new Lexus automobile. Awesome.
But to fully appreciate the possibilities of outdoor advertising and see some of these dramatic showings in action, let's join Mr. B.L. Robbins while he and a prospective client ride the plant, as the saying goes. A tour of Chicago and its many suburban areas offers comprehensive proof that General Outdoor Advertising Company's poster panels are scientifically placed where motoring traffic is heaviest, along the 122 miles of major boulevards. There you'll find strategically located poster panels. Careful planning guarantees that wherever motor traffic moves, whether along the spectacular outer drive, the pleasant boulevards leading to the suburban neighborhoods, through the immense industrial centers, or the busy marketplaces, scientifically planned locations present the poster panel showings. Paralleling this vast volume of motor traffic are the hundreds of thousands of people daily utilizing the various mass transportation systems. Here again we find ample evidence of careful selection. The many miles of street railway lines daily carrying over 2 million persons, the bus systems, which day after day average over 164,000 passengers, and the elevated railroad transporting more than 500,000 people per day, all receive their scientifically apportioned share of panels in the 100% poster showing. But scientifically planned showings must cover more than just the main thoroughfares of transportation. They must be arranged to reach consumers in every walk of life as they go about their daily tasks. Each day, as thousands of persons visit the chain stores in their neighborhoods, their journey carries them past powerful messages advantageously placed on nearby poster panels. At night, as they visit their favorite movie houses or sporting centers, and in the day while going to and from the neighborhood drugstores and centrally located supermarkets, the local service stations, or to work in any one of the busy industrial centers, these hundreds of thousands of buyers repeatedly receive up-to-the-minute information concerning products necessary to their daily living. Potential consumers are also reached by this all-inclusive medium. As purchase influencers, Chicago's 750,000 school children represent an active group of great value. Throughout the entire city of Chicago, the General Outdoor Advertising Company prides itself on the scientific selection of all locations offered in its 100% poster showing. Locations whose actual count guarantees net advertising circulation of over 2,100,000 people per day at only a few cents per thousand circulation. And so it is with every panel in every city in General Outdoor Advertising Company's poster showing. Each location is selected on a basis of known rules of traffic. The number of persons who move past each panel over a given time is an accurate, scientifically established figure. So accurate is this figure, it forms an immutable law. Where you find the poster panel, there you'll find the traffic moving to market. Strategic locations ensure repetition, and repetition creates consumer remembrance, driving home a message, not once, not twice, but many times, thus bridging the gap between the manufacturer and the consumer. By scientifically charting the ebb and flow of populations and traffic, by erecting strategic power plants designed to generate consumer acceptance for American industrial products, General Outdoor Advertising Company is making its contribution both to modern business and to the great American public.